Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our second ever Aura Off, and today is a treat because we are putting up the OG, the #1 Aura farming of all time, the Lion's Sin of Pride, Escanor, against the newcomer and #1 hero, X. This one will be a little different from the Sid vs Sung video because these two are main side characters, not main characters. So their screen time is much less than the last two. So we're going to do this by points. 300 for every bar dropped. Escanor is going to be spamming this one. 50 for every opponent defeated / subdued, I guess you could say. And 200 for any overly glazed statements from background characters. The film being studied will be their introductions, a random moment, and then their biggest fights in the series. I feel like Escanor and his series doesn't need much explaining, but just in case y'all don't know, let's get into it. Escanor is a character from the series 7 Deadly Sins, and he is known as the Lion's Sin of Pride, Escanor. In 7 Deadly Sins, the system is pretty much just magic and other abilities, you know, like a Kekkei Genkai in Naruto, but not called a Kekkei Genkai. You know what I'm feeling, you know I'm going with that. But that's pretty much it. Now for our other contestant in his series, X is the #1 hero from the series 2B Hero X, a dongo that streamed in mid to late 2025. In this world, a hero's power is gauged by their trust value. The more trust value you have, the stronger your abilities. Speaking of abilities, your powers are fully dependent on what your fans think your powers are, but there is some nuance to it. For example, Firm Man. Everyone believes that no matter what, he's always stood firm. No matter what. Meaning any activity that requires you to bend your knees, Firm Man could not do it. He slept standing up, he ate standing up, and he shat standing up. Okay, Vion, what about the rankings? How does one become #1? Well, climbing ranks from 10th to 2nd is pretty simple. Just gain more trust value than anyone who's in ranked 10 to 3rd. As for becoming #1 or X, a hero tourney is held biannually where the top 10 heroes fade it out bracket style, and the last one standing is crowned with the title X. I'm gonna go more in depth on the world of 2B Hero X and its characters in a future video, so I'll try my best not to spoil anything in this one. But with that out the way, let's get into Escanor's intro. Now that the seal separating the human and non-human realms has been broken, the 7 Deadly Sins are getting the gang back together to stop the 10 Commandments from destroying everything. Now, where we are starting in this introduction involves a little slander of a lot of people's favorite sin. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. The sin of greed, Bon. After watching his pops die, Bon links back up with his Loli. And I don't give a fuck what none of y'all have to say. Well, she's actually shut the fuck up. She looks like a damn kid. Jericho even mentioned it. A character in the show.
You look like Jeffrey Epstein.
Nope. Don't know that guy.
I still fuck with him though, he's cool sometimes. Anyways, he stops Elaine from killing Jericho because she thought that Jericho was stealing Bon from her when she's been dead this whole time, so of course Bon's gonna move on, but whatever. But their moment gets ruined by 2 of the 10 Commandments. And I'm not gonna break this whole thing down, just know that Bon did put up a bit of a fight. Even after having his literal soul snatched and devoured, he still destroyed 1 of each commandment's hearts, but ultimately still passed out where Jericho had to carry both of these fuckers to safety, even after getting smoked by a big ass boulder. Bon lucky he cold, bro. Anybody else would have been on straight fraud watch. 3 end up at a bar and bump into an unassuming gentleman who takes them in and hides them in the pantry. Obviously, this is Escanor, come on now. After hiding them in the pantry, Melascula and Gallon cut the mountain Escanor was hiding inside of into 2 pieces. Gallon and Melascula decide that instead of searching for the humans they were just chasing, they're gonna start sending drinks down the hatch. And neither of these two seem to suspect a thing, and just start rambling about their super ultra mega evil scheme to wipe out humanity. And then they just decide to lock in because playtime is over and demands that he hands over the humans. But since Gallon's in a good mood, he's actually not going to lock in because they are now about to indulge in Gallon game time. Escanor says that he can't fight, but if they play dice, you know, he's quite good. Yeah, alright Escanor, just play humble till you can play in a butt. Anyways, the game's simple. Gallon and Escanor will take turns going blow for blow to the death until one of them dies. And since Gallon is the commandment of truth, if Escanor backs out after agreeing to the game rules, he'll be turned into stone. But hold on, because the exact same rule applies to Gallon, who hit Escanor and knocked him the what the f. The 2 drink booze until the damn sun comes up, which if you don't know is exactly what the Lion's Sin of Pride needs, and shit's about to get active. As we see these 2 drinking, Melascula mentions that it's getting a bit hot outside, and we see literal heat waves emitting from Escanor's body. The nigga's aura is literal heat, gang, and he's not anywhere near peak strength. Galen goes to pick the battle axe up off the wall, and on some Mjolnir shit, it drops immediately, where he can no longer pick it up.
Who designed this piece of shit? Its hilt is way too short for a two-handed axe.
It's not flawed, it's just a one-handed axe. Sacred treasure Rita, mere demon who hides in the shadows, is not worthy of touching it. It's a shame. You two are as unlucky as you are foolish. You've come all this way to forfeit your pathetic lives. Ooh, don't do it to him, Escanor, don't do it to him. Who this nigga feeling like?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. No way this the same nigga from before. Say, you're not human, are you?
Oh, I'm a human, but I'm also the one who stands as the pinnacle of all races. I'm the sin of pride, Lion Sin Escanor. Oh, that shit get a nigga wet, yo. I mean, that shit hard for sure. I'm gonna be honest, pride in every form of fiction is always gonna hit. Like, a nigga feel himself so much that it makes him stronger and he can back it up. I challenge y'all. I challenge y'all to show me a sorry iteration of the Sin of Pride. You can't. Melascula and Galen get to dissing Escanor, saying he's pretty brave for claiming to be the pinnacle of all races, and that he's the cockiest human they've ever met. No shit, jackass. Did you not just hear him say he's the Lion Sin of Pride? Galen and Escanor start laughing with each other. You know, kiki, haha. Then Escanor just takes Galen's fucking top off, saying no shit. That's the Lion Sin of Pride. And Melascula straight shits herself. Look at that face. I know her ass sobered up quick as a bitch. She says that there's never been a human like him to exist before. That's Glaze. But the game's not over, as Galen puts himself back together and Escanor thanks him for not dying to one hit. GG. These niggas think shit sweet. While Melascula's bum ass is shit talking, saying Escanor needs to learn his place, it's about to become the 8 commandments, dickhead. Galen straight up says that he was saving all of his power from Meliodas. All of it. But his body is screaming at him to kill Escanor. He charges up all of his magical energy, coming up to 40,000 power level, which is his max, by the way. Just want to point that out because Melascula says that this form increases his strength to its limit. He pulls that bitch back and swings off on Escanor, destroying the rest of the mountain. He even said that it's over for Escanor. That's when we hop over to Merlin, who says that she's found Escanor and that his power level is at 50, no 55, no 60,000. It just keeps rising. So since Galen's max, okay, his limit is 40,000, and we just heard Merlin say Escanor's is 60,000 and rising, do you really think it's over for Escanor? Fuck no, because he straight ate that shit. Imagine charging up your strongest attack. You've pushed your body to its limit and then swing off on buddy just for him to straight eat that shit. You'd probably be shaking in your boots, and the moment he go to swing back, you'd run away. Yeah, well, that's what Galen's bitch ass does to a T. He peeped Escanor's shit and did the fucking dash, or at least tried, because remember, he had to stay in the game until one of them died, or he'd be turned into stone, and he disobeyed that rule. That's one commandment down. The commandment also applies to its holder. I can't really blame him for running. I mean, do you see me? Now, as a special favor, I'm going to give you a choice. Escape or death. And hurry it up while I'm feeling charitable. Melascula decides that instead she's going to thank Escanor for killing Galen by killing him. Bond tries to warn Escanor and says that she's actually quite strong. But come on, Bond. This is the Lion Sin of Pride, gang. Lock in. She wraps Escanor in a cocoon of darkness and don't even chat the way she did with Bond. She just straight snatches and eats his soul. Fuck. GG. I mean, Bond got out of there because his dad sacrificed himself. But ain't no way anybody is getting into this cocoon to sacrifice themselves for Escanor. Yeah, I'm just playing. It don't matter, because her stomach starts burning immediately. Escanor's soul alone is too powerful for her dumbass, and she starts burning to a crisp from the inside out and falls down the cliff. Escanor 2, commandment 0. Fuck, nigga. And the count climbs even more. Trust me, Escanor decides to dip off as it's almost noon, and if he stays near them any longer, they will die. He doesn't say that verbatim, but that is indeed what will happen. Also, I want to point out just how large Escanor becomes. At first, I was wondering why his tat doesn't cover his whole back, but then I realized the tattoo was done while he was in his little form. So the tat ain't small. Escanor's just huge as fuck. X's intro is in Queen's arc. He had another little like sub intro in Cyan's part, but it was short as hell. He just pulled up, gave her a coin, and waved as he walked off. Anyway, Young Lu was a very smart young girl. At the age of just 14 years old, she became her college's, yes, college's valedictorian. She also gave a speech so moving that more and more women began to take steps to become heroes. Her promise to abolish the trust system skyrocketed her into the top 10 rankings just 4 years later at the age of 18. After Queen hit top 10, her manager held a meeting between her and the holder of X at the time, Boa. Their manager had tried convincing Boa that she had owed her success all to Queen, and she low-key did, but that's not the point. Queen tells their manager to chill out with all that shit, because if she's going to be X, she's gonna earn it. Some time goes by and the 18th ranking tournament takes place. It's time for Queen to finally show everyone straight up that she ain't playing.
Our first contestant, who's famous for her awe-inspiring speeches, who has vowed to change the very rules and laws of our world, Queen! And her opponent, a mysterious hero who leaped into the top 10 right before the matches. His name has yet to even be registered into the hero roster. To be honest, I don't know who allowed him in here. We don't even know this nigga for real, but whatever.
Now hold on. Peep what the announcer just said. His name has yet to be registered in the hero roster. And peep the tie. He's got the motherfucking X on there. If y'all ain't noticed, I only call him X. You might be thinking, I thought X was just a title given to the number 1. It is. At least it was. Until this nigga stepped on the scene claiming that shit before anybody even knew who he was. He's too damn cold, I can't lie. The two descend upon the arena and Queen thinks to herself that there's no way Boa lost to this guy. Now I want y'all to know about Queen's abilities, as she's pretty busted. Firstly, the law of all things. With this ability, Queen can make a barrier and set rules in this barrier that all things inside must obey. Second, flight. Pretty basic. Third, levitation. She uses her flight ability to move other objects or people freely through the air. So boom, number 4 is just like Inumaki's cursed speech, except she can also create a shield with the command shield. Okay, she tells you to stop, you're gonna stop. She tells you to sit, you're gonna sit. That's what that is. Fifth, lock on, which summons a golden circle under her opponent, surrounding them with spears. The spears then magnetize Queen to their position, allowing her to deal a very quick and precise blow. Sixth, meteorite creates multiple golden energy versions of her spear, which she can change in size and send at her opponent. Seventh, rush, her strongest ability. It creates a giant golden version of her spear where she charges up energy and then thrusts her spear into the construct, dealing insane damage to whoever it hits. And obviously 8 is enhanced speed, durability, stamina, strength, and healing factor. Finally, she can use basic energy blasts, like just regular stuff. But trust me, that motherfucker is devastating. Do not take that golden beam lightly. Now, with all these abilities and how busted a few of them are, you think this is gonna be an insane fight with crazy back and forths in terms of power struggle. Well, buckle in, bitches and pros and non-binary hoes, because Queen raises her staff, brings it down, and as it slowly reaches the ground, we hear a snap. And Queen wakes up on the ground with her first L under her belt. That's right. We don't see a single moment of this fight because the reporter said X defeated every opponent in a matter of seconds without revealing what his abilities were. I know. It seemed like a Queen video for a second, but listen, this man X up until this point and even a little after this was a mystery, even to the viewers. Hearing that Queen and X were going to duke it out in the upcoming episode had everyone on their toes just for him to snap and give her some off-screen belt to ass. This loss was so bad, Queen went into a depressed episode. But let's get into our first round verdict. X rakes in a whopping 50 points, with Escanor leading by a whopping 2,000 points at 2,050. And y'all might be thinking, well damn, how's X supposed to compete if he doesn't talk? Trust me, X spams the fuck out of the defeated opponent's metric. Just wait. Next segment, their random moments. The Sins come up on a giant maze, and after reaching the end, they find 2 more commandments. The first Fairy King and the commandment of repose, Gloxinia, as well as the giant King Droll, who is also the commandment of patience, which this fucker Gloxinia does not have. So while grieving the glasses Merlin gave him because Gother's goofy ass stepped on him, Gloxinia stabbed Escanor straight through the gut, but immediately healed him. Legit did that for no reason, wasted our time a little bit there. After that, Droll put everyone in groups of 2 on each platform, and these teams were said to be supposedly chosen by fate, but while everyone got a fire team up like Meliodas and Bond, Escanor got stuck with Hawk, a fucking pig. I'd be tight, bro. Now, the rules for this tournament. 1. All weapons, magic, and underhanded tactics are absolutely permitted. What the fuck? 2. To win, you must kill, neutralize, or force your opponent out of the arena. 3. Forfeiting is not an option. These bogus ass rules, man, holy shit. Now, ignoring the other fights, because who gives a fuck about those, am I right? Escanor and Hawk get pitted against Gother and Jericho. And the goat sin of lust, Gother, intends on winning to obtain a heart from the first Fairy King. Escanor tries to back out as he's only ended up here because he was trying to deliver some booze, and he doesn't intend on fighting his friends. Well, obviously, the commandments ain't going for none of that. Gother decides that he's gonna follow through in his plan and slam Jericho and Hawk in the ground. Then hits Escanor with a spell that forces him to see flashbacks of his parents. He even sees his brother beating him till he accidentally broke his bro's arm. He then had to flee as the entire castle turned on him for defending himself. We then see him meeting with Merlin after doing his own thing for a while. Merlin then starts ragging on him, denying his love and shaming him to death for his curse. Gother presumes that Escanor's mind is now trapped in an eternal despair. But this is Escanor. He doesn't care what Merlin thinks. She is still his sun. A sun so bright in his mind that his power begins to activate at night.
Gother, what you placed upon me is not despair. Rather, a shimmering ray of hope. Now I will allow you to atone with your flesh for the sin of toying with others' hearts.
Just from seeing Merlin as a mere mental image activated his powers, but he only has 28,000 power level, meaning he's nowhere near his full potential. He calls upon his axe and it comes flying at him on some Thor shit. The axe is charging up from the heat emitted from Escanor's body.
Captain, I've got to stop him or else those three will...
Let him cook, Bond. Gother decides he'll keep that same energy and launches a magic arrow at him. Escanor brings that axe down and a flash of light takes the screen. Then we see Escanor has been pierced by the arrow. All that just to lose to Gother. How very unfortunate for the Lion Sin. But Escanor wasn't aiming for Gother, as Jericho points to the two commandments laid the fuck out. They still alive, but hey, it was pretty tight. Now listen, going from the last smile, arguably the greatest episode in To Be Hero X, to fucking Ahu was some shit, I'm not gonna lie. We went from some of the most interesting characters and lore drops in the series to a fucking dog. Anyway, Ahu got into a bit of a pickle and was about to get put in the next PETA ad when someone snaps and the dude ends up as a graffiti on a piece of wood. More goons come out and Ahu runs off, bumping into X. He tries to warn him to leave, but X throws his soda in the air and gets to work. Now hold on. Hands in the pocket with the smirk, dodging everything. Starts walking on these niggas like he's Gojo and continues to dodge while Ahu watches them move around on the floor. After dodging the whole time, he flips a dimension, causing everyone to fall back into 3D. Hold on. Spin move. Put that nigga in the wall. Replay on that spin move, man. That's horrible. Pick your mans up, Shand. Pick your mans up. X goes back into 2D and starts walking on the wall, weaving and then back into 3D. This nigga is sig spamming, bro. I'd be mad as fuck fighting this dude. He kicks the wood up and then throws it at these niggas, knocking them all over. Then snaps them into the wall as graffiti. And I really wonder what this death feels like. Do you even die or do you just become graffiti? Like that one Salvia trip story where the lady was like paint on a wall. More goons pull up driving like absolute maniacs. I don't know who the fuck let these dudes get their license, but they need to be reevaluated as proctors. Even though a car is flying at him full speed, it's no problem for X, because he snaps, turning the car into cloth, then turns that cloth into a fucking sword. He starts touching on them boys, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think he'd be a good swordsman, but he doing twirls and spins and shit that I ain't never seen before, and it's working. Then he zips through all of them and holds the cut until he snaps, eviscerating them into smoke. But ladies and gents, he's not done, because the niggas start to put themselves back together. What can X do at this point that we ain't seen yet? How about falling backwards and teleporting them all into the sky? This was such a cold ass move in his trailer, bro. I was hard, I'm not gonna lie. But as you can see, some of them didn't fall, but that's no problem for X, because he snaps and disassembles the entire building. Zoom in on him and he teleports everyone again over some water. I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I'd give up, because he's done so much bullshit that's just like, what do you do? How do you fight against that? Nothing works on this dude. He has shown time and time again that he damn near omnipotent. He can literally reshape matter into any material he so desires. And I want y'all to guess why he's upside down right now. Were you gonna say he's about to snap into space? Well, you're right, because this nigga snaps and goes into outer space just to aura farm and finish off one nigga. Zoom out and we see this dude X has vandalized the whole alley with these niggas. His timer goes off and he gives Ahu a hat, then walks off. Rewind a little bit. The whole time Ahu was watching, and he claims that even though he grew up in a circus, it took X's performance to show him that magic does exist. Also, little cherry on top for this moment is that X allowed Ahu to take the glory for saving his block and beating all those dudes. So, do you understand what I'm saying? Last round, X was being beaten out by 1,950 points. This round, Escanor only banked 700 points, while X banked 3,100 points. I think you're starting to get it now. In this moment, I only counted the ones falling off a building or the ones that were visibly stuck as graffiti, and I only estimated. It's hard to tell how many there really are. Let's get into the two competitors' big fights. Now, the 10 commandments have pulled up. Jesus Christ, all Escanor does is embarrass these niggas. Damn, bro. They pulled up on some thug shit trying to bring down the city. And before Escanor pulls up, a group of knights are completely at Estarossa's mercy. What the fuck is a mercy? As anyone who stands before him with hatred in their hearts loses the ability to fight. Just before Estarossa tries to kill them, Escanor shows up and starts walking up on Estarossa, very clearly confusing his ass, because it seems that the commandment does not work on him.
Of course it doesn't. Why should I bear any hatred towards a nigga who's obviously weaker than myself? All I feel for him is pity.
How prideful.
That's exactly who I am. From here on, you're face to face with the lion's sin of pride, Escanor.
Ooh, this nigga Escanor has been completely ignoring these niggas' commandments, by the way. When Galen used his to play a game, Escanor made him take the effect upon himself. When Melascula used hers to make Escanor lose faith in what he loves, he didn't. Embodied her ass. And now he stands before a nigga who has the commandment to take the ability to fight from anyone who hates, not him, just anyone who holds hate in their heart. And as a human, you'd expect Escanor to hold hate in his heart, but no, there's not a lick of hate in that bitch, just pity. We hop on over to Fraudrin, dickhead name by the way, and Zeldris, who are discussing plans on taking over the capital, when the both of them get a shiver up the spine, feeling the presence of Escanor. And Fraudrin says verbatim, "What an extraordinary presence." Extraordinary, nigga? Yeah, throw that on the board. Holy shit. Back over to the fight, and one of these niggas asks, how is Escanor able to move? And Gilfender says it's because he's the strongest man in the 7 deadly sins. Whoa, Gilly boy, calm down. We see that shit hitting the base of your throat, G. So you're the human Melascula was yapping about, who bitched Galen.
I ask that you not harbor any hatred towards me. If you're like that sorry ass nigga Galen and get hit with your own commandment, I wouldn't be able to fight you.
You're much nicer than I thought.
You're not the first to say that.
After hitting Escanor with a smooth 2-piece, Estarossa kicks Escanor into the air and hits him into the ground. Even though Escanor just got a 2-piece with a biscuit and a large coke, Estarossa needs to watch who he's walking up on like he's the shit. Cause Escanor bops his ass with a left hook, and look at the size of this nigga's hand. His fist alone is the same size as Estarossa's cranium. Also, I can't deny it, Estarossa's a hard ass nigga. I can't even fake it.
Nice try. What's wrong? Did you find something down there on the ground?
Oh my god. This bar is so cold, nigga. Bonus points. I don't give a fuck. He had Buddy on his knees. Nah, hands and knees from one hit that he blocked. But it was momentarily as Estarossa gets up and summons his dagger, claiming he's done holding back. Escanor swings his axe and gets slashed in the arm as Estarossa has the ability to full counter. But unlike Meliodas' full counter, his reflects and doubles the damage of physical attacks. Escanor says, no wonder I felt a bit of pain just now. I actually pack quite a punch, don't I? Escanor decides that he will also no longer hold back. But Estarossa shouldn't think his death will come easy. And due to the heat emitted from Escanor's magical abilities, the people behind are being damn near burned alive. And Throat Thunder over here talking about, if I can avenge Meliodas, I can take it. Bro, number one, promise you not avenging Meliodas. You're not even top 10 in the verse and nowhere near Estarossa. Second, Meliodas don't need your fuck ass vengeance, man. Third, no you can't. Escanor asked Bond to confirm that Lake Panasi lies just in front of the south gate. And when Bond does confirm that it indeed lies beyond the south gate, he hits Estarossa's ass with his attack, sending him above the lake, then appears above his dumb ass and drops Cruel Sun on him, dipping him into the lake, then blowing that bitch up, evaporating the entire lake. I said lake way too many times. Do you know how much heat you gotta be packing to do that shit? It ain't even 12 yet. Escanor charges up another Cruel Sun and gets trapped in Estarossa's darkness. He gets in on our boy and Escanor goes in for an attack, but Estarossa uses full counter, seemingly blasting Escanor's top off. But ladies and gentlemen, be real. Now, you know what? Just wait. Estarossa says that Escanor's sun has been swallowed up by the darkness and claims that he clearly has more magical power. He also says that all physical attacks will be nullified and reflected back onto him, basically saying it's GG's for Escanor. There's nothing he can do. But then suddenly, Estarossa gets slashed across the chest, and Escanor delivers possibly one of the coldest lines in fiction.
My attacks have no effect on you? Who decided that? Your darkness swallowed up my sun? Who decided that?
I never saw his attack coming. Who the hell is this nigga?
And now for Cruel Sun.
I will be the one who decides.
Die.
Before he even dropped that motherfucker, Estarossa is shitting his britches. He knows it's over. Zeldris knows it's over, because his ass comes running to save his big bro. Estarossa gets sent flying by Cruel Sun, skips across the lands, and the attack explodes, taking Zeldris and Estarossa with it. And once again, Escanor has decommissioned 2 of the 10 commandments. You know what? Maybe all that glazing throat thunder was doing was actually necessary, because every moment this nigga got, he's packed 2 of the 10 commandments. Oh, it's funny to be the Lion's Son of Pride and his 6 cheerleaders. If y'all pick it the hell up, man. Damn. Escanor is forced to stay at the lake as he's used so much power he won't be able to restrain it with Rita, and would burn the entire city down if he pulled up. First off, the episode is legit titled X. That's it. Nothing else. That is hard. We start off with this man X getting off of his day job. We wouldn't know nothing about that, now would we? After getting some drinks, some grub, and being crushed on the subway, X gets home and low-key reminisces about his bro Smile, who was slimed a few episodes ago. He lays back and we see bum-ass Ahu, bro. Y'all remember how I said X let Ahu take the glory for beating those shadow niggas? It didn't go down like, yo, X, my man, do you mind if I get some credit for that? I'd like to gain some power to protect Shinya. You know what, man? I got so much trust value. You can take full credit. Ah, really? Thanks, X. Yeah, no. Ahu just straight took that shit. Nigga. Even after stealing my bro's thunder, he still tries to kill X for his organization. Bro, I shit you not. The only heroes worth a fuck in 2B Hero X is Queen, Scion, Loli, Ghostblade, X, and my goat Ling Ling. Oh, and the Johnnies, can't forget about them. While Ahu was spying, X picked up on his presence and teleports Ahu into his apartment. What's good, nigga? X pops him out of the wall, and turns out Ahu kinda trying to help. Well, trying to help now that he knows X is onto him, and will fry his ass if he tries to fight him. X asks what's going to happen if he doesn't drop out of the hero ranking. Ahu tells him he'll tell everyone his real identity. X asks if Ahu's sure he hasn't already done so, because if he didn't tell anyone, how did all these niggas know where to find him? I ain't gonna lie, if I was in this situation, I would shit myself, because what could I have possibly done to warrant the feds being pressed up on my windows like Spidey, bro? They bust in his window and X wastes no time. Right kick to the cranium, push him back with a kick, block, weave, parry, into the wall, switches places with him, and walk off like a G. I want y'all to know that nobody has landed a hit on this man yet, this entire video, and they never will. They end up outside and X hits that Tylil into a ground pound, and this nigga right here is dead. I don't care what nobody says. There's no way. X snaps everyone into his own little pocket dimension, just walking up the stairs as these niggas fumble around trying to get to him. Then just snaps and leaves them all in that dimension. Yo, I get that 2B Hero X isn't a typical hero story, but at some point, X is just committing mass murder just because he feel like. He has such a wide array of dimensional abilities that there's no way he couldn't subdue them in a better way. Then we get a glimpse at the heads of the different hero organizations, and this boy X for real got these niggas scared. They're willing to pull out all the stops. Hero fighting before the tournament gets you disqualified. It's fully illegal. You know who set those rules up? The commish. Yeah. You know who's breaking those rules to prevent X from becoming a god? the commish. And the reason these boys is so mad is because X was unknown, which is crazy for a world where your popularity kind of determines how strong you'll be. Imagine if in solo leveling, where your max strength is capped, and Sung Jin Woo just ignored that rule, started getting stronger infinitely. Oh wait, never mind, that's just solo leveling. Right. The commission is also upset because X refuses to join a hero agency, so they're going to eliminate him tonight. Yeah, fuck no. Y'all can send all the previous top 10s of the past 200 years after X, and y'all not touching him. Wrecking Ball Boy pulls up on X, and him and Ahu dodge into the wall. And this is how you know X does not fear these boys. X just pops out, picks his coin up, and pops back into the wall. Him and Ahu come out, and Tweedledee and Tweedle fucking Dumb start getting sauced up. X jumps the combo attack. They hit Ahu's little fat ass. That's what his little mangy ass gets. Now slow-mo this one. X peeps the kick, 2D into the wall, swap back to 3D world, block, fix the hair, block, weave, kick, weave, block with the knee, turn around, weave some more shit, flip Buddy on his ass with the leg, weave the Wrecking Ball ass nigga back into 3D. Speaking of Wrecking Ball, fuck that little fat ass gerbil motherfucker from Overwatch. Hate that little shit stain. The 3 that have been trying to box X so far are from FOMO. Their names are Crash and the Ruby and Sapphire Masters. A whole bunch of bums, bro. Bum ass names too. But it's not as bad as Mighty Glory's Bug Control Alt Delete. Yeah, walk off the stage, bro. He jumps down trying to catch X off guard. Who are we kidding? This nigga cannot get caught off guard. He weaves that shit by going into the concrete, then goes back into 3D and just starts walking away. Again, he is not concerned with what these niggas are talking about. X ends up back in the 3D world trying to evade these niggas. Then someone who's quote unquote X's natural born enemy shows up and enters the 3D world without permission. This shit even had X a little interested in Buddy's abilities because he's never seen some shit like this before. But he just pops right back out the wall. And the Motley gang tries to get the jump on this nigga. X is just fucking yawning. Imagine you fading a dude for 5 minutes straight and he just starts yawning while you're throwing a punch. He goes back into 2D, making the nigga from before attack the others. This is a thing he does quite a lot, by the way, when you like analyze how he be fighting. Of course, they start attacking again, but X dodges everything, only taking his hands out of his pockets to snap and grab a soda that he launches at old paint nigga, splitting his attack, making it hit the 2 behind him. Ruby and Sapphire try to come back in for more when Ahu finally puts some numbers up on the board and bites Brody in his shit. Like, he don't just got meat or the sack. That nigga got it all. He got it all, right? Big mouth ass nigga. He turns them boys into graffiti and more commission agents show up and the goat drops them off the side of the building. Fighting X is probably just as, if not more, unfair than fighting Gojo, because the nigga can freely teleport you wherever he wants. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's revealed he has future sight, because some of these dodges make no sense. This man X is just trying to get away from these lame ass niggas, so he turns the car on the billboard into a real functioning car. What? Like it was 2D and made out of whatever the fuck billboards are made out of. Then it became a fully functioning car with gas? X doesn't just have matter manipulation, he has full matter control. He ramps off the building and destroys the commission's helicopter. Even more unnecessary casualties, but it's cool because, you know, even more heroes are chasing X now, and one grabs Ahu out the car as Shorty over here charges up a spirit bomb, but it's no problem. X hops out the V and flips his coin, turning it into a shield, fully blocking the attack, then teleports Ahu and himself to a bar. So 1, that coin into a shield play was ridiculous. I love it. 2, you don't exactly have to be near X and he can still teleport you wherever he wants. At the bar, X breaks down even more for Ahu that the people who sent those heroes are indeed from the agencies, and that the majority of the heroes are just puppets. He gets up and gets another drink and realizes that all those goons from before are back, and this nigga kinda blows me with this one because he says, looks like flight is no longer an option. Now look, after he's been kicking my ass for the past hour, got away from me, then I find him again in a bar, throwing drinks back, and he says some shit like this, I'm filling my pants immediately. Cause what? Dude, be so dead ass. You've been giving us an entire platoon and then some of heroes straight hands. Then talk about you're done running? I'd forfeit right then and there, nigga. Swear to God. X simply takes a coin, and how many coins does this nigga have? Fuck. Nigga walking around with a pocket of rainbows. He flicks the coin and the first one dodges, but it perfectly hit Bowling Ball Boy in the face and slips right into the slot. Crush's big ass falling causes everyone to get sent backwards, and when they go back in for a shot on X, the arrow nigga gets bumped and the attack hits Ruby and Sapphire. Basically, this nigga X just beat them with a single coin and a series of unfortunate events. And he got his drink. Nobody does it like X, man. More of the commission's drones show up, and X just decides that flight is an option apparently, and snaps, taking Ahu into a black hole world and then to the 4th dimension, or at the very least a dimension outside of space and time. X starts to show Ahu the literal past, like they are damn near there. But what X is explaining is pretty lore heavy, so I'll save it for the To Be Hero X vid in the future. After straight lore dumping on Ahu, they teleport back to their world, where the hero tournament is about to take place. Yes, X was fighting and explaining lore to Ahu for so long that it is literally daytime. He tells Ahu that the point he was trying to make is that they're all pawns, and the hand controlling them is fate. We see that boy Linling, that goat Linling, walking out ready to take the stage, as well as Scion, Loli, horrible name by the way for a character, but given her lore, I kind of get it. The Johnnies, Ghostblade, Bitch Boy, and Fraud Soul. Our Queen walking out on the stage, stunting on these niggas just cause she feel like it. Ahu asks X what he plans on doing, and X says he plans on defying the hand of fate, then teleports into the middle, revealing his true identity, ending episode 24. Two very stunning performances from each character. In the 3rd round, X gained 1,750 points, just falling shy of Escanor, who got 2,200 points. And after crunching the numbers, or just doing basic math, Escanor comes out our victor at 5,000 points, just 100 more than X. And let's be honest, it was set in stone from the very beginning. Even if this vid was off of pure vibes alone, Escanor would still win. Hell, he might win even greater than he has today. If you guys think I hold either of these characters, go ahead and let me know. I'm sure you will. We're trying to get more frequent with the upload.
I like you,
but
man.
honestly,
You lie a lot.
Arc Raider's been too damn good. I'm starting to get bored, so trust. We gonna be back sooner than 20 days. Holy shit, man. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you should check out To Be Hero X. 7 Deadly Sins is also a good watch up until they fuck the animation. Today's song is Dice Roll by Lilo, and until next time, peace.